Gravity Falls has many amazing characters, but one character that should have had more screen time, besides the shapeshifter, is the icon Pacifica Northwest. Remember to check out my shapeshifter video though, it's pretty good IMO in my opinion. Just like Robbie Valentino, some fans absolutely hated Pacifica before season 2. She was mean and rude for most every time she had an appearance. Literally her first introductory scene was her making fun of Mabel and her new friends.
Fork girl? Lizard lady?
I'm Mabel.
That sounds like a fat old lady's name.
She's rude with Tude, even when she gets upset when her family name is actually a sham. Don't get it skewed. This crude dude is nothing but snood. Yeah, anyway, she's annoyingly rich and actually puts down and belittles everyone around her that's not a millionaire. Sorry, I don't know why I started rhyme zoning there. But that all started changing for those rich kid haters with the season 2 episode, The Golf War. This episode shows Mabel challenging Pacifica to an epic mini golf showdown because once again, she's being rude to not only Mabel's friends, but this time her whole family.
Well, if it isn't the Pines family, fat, old, lame, braces.
Zeus, would it be wrong to punch a child?
You know what, maybe I was wrong about Bill Cipher actually being rude and calling Mabel fat. Because this is starting to be a trend with this Zeus guy. He's a little suspicious though. But even immediately after Dipper tries to roast her back with the whole family being frauds thing, she snaps back so casually that she's completely fine and rich. So even then with her family name, she wasn't put in her place or shown humility. Because the richer get richer, as they say. Just like I'll get richer from the sponsor. If I had any. But Pacifica goes and gets a hole-in-one on Mabel's favorite activity on the day she was trying to blow off steam. Which was also because of Pacifica. So Mabel goes, oh yeah?
You walking one-dimensional bleach blonde Valley Girl stereotype!
Oh snap. Yeah, I recapped that much of the episode just to talk about how good of a moment this is. Can you blame me? But this is also to show how this episode perfectly recaps where Pacifica's character is and her relationship with every other cast member within just a few minutes. But this episode introduces a few of her redeeming moments with the audience. The first being of how her parents shove her off to an assistant, not even being there for her and telling her only winning matters. Since the Northwest don't lose. Which in of itself wouldn't be redeeming if she didn't care, but the episode takes time to show how she does care, obviously putting a front of superiority just to cope with her truly messed up life, which we'll see a lot of in the next episode we talk about. But later in the episode, Mabel has an epiphany that, and I quote, rivalries are dumb and they should instead stop fighting and work together, which we see Pacifica looking down, truly thinking about what Mabel is saying and why they should change it up. And the episode even ends with a humbling moment of her taking a car ride home with the gang, which is really nice and actually a sweet moment. Even though it ends with them being like, oh, she's rich.
Should have charged her for that taco.
Agreed.
The episode really moved the needle in terms of people's perception of Pacifica. Obviously, some people still hated her, as I believe there are fans that hate every single character for different reasons at different moments. I even made a video about why Season 2B sucks compared to the rest of Gravity Falls, and a lot of that resides on Ford's shoulders. But I literally love that dork, so whenever people don't like something about Gravity Falls, I gotta remind you to respect their opinions even a little. And to just not be rude to each other. Yes, I am saying this because of the comment sections on previous videos, and no, I would not keep talking about this right now. On to the next episode. On to the next episode. The audience may have been on the fence with the Little Miss Northwest, but what changed most Pacifica dislikers' opinions was this one episode. Season 2's episode, Northwest Mansion Mystery. This episode is set of Mabel has Dipper and Pacifica team up since she needs help with this ghastly ghost, which honestly has some of my favorite Pacifica moments of the whole show. Dipper and Pacifica banter back and forth, just straight up making fun of each other and trying to get under each other's skins.
So what? Are you going to bore him back into the afterlife by reading from this book?
Gotta splash this sucker with some anointed water, and he should be out of your probably fake blonde hair.
What was that about my hair?
These interactions are so fun to watch because they're just on the same wavelength when messing with each other, which we've seen a little before even with the whole family fraud thing, but it's just such a shame that this is the last episode of it.
I'd say that to her face.
I need your help.
You're the worst. See?
But the key character moments come after Dipper catches the ghost using a silver mirror. Though just before that, we see that even when being chased by a category 10 ghost that made animal heads bleed and chant ancient sins, she doesn't want to get the carpet of a room full of silver mirrors dirty, being deathly afraid of her parents. Which comes up again when Dipper realizes that the Northwest lied. All they needed to do was let the common people enter their party and the ghost wouldn't have been a problem in the slightest. The ghost was betrayed back then, just like Dipper was betrayed now. Except without, you know, the axe or the head.
I was right about you all along. You're just as bad as your parents. Another link in the world's worst chain.
But while Pacifica speaks up and defends herself against Dipper, saying that her parents made her do it, her father rings a bell. And as soon as he does, the moment he does, she pipes down and doesn't say another word. Having a literal Pavlovian response to the ringing of the bell, which if you don't know is an involuntary reaction that occurs when a neutral stimulus is associated with a biological stimulus. That's the straight up Google definition of a Pavlovian response, but in more human speak, it basically means a conditioned response to a particular action through the use of repetition. Like in the original experiment, it's a bell combined with food time for a donkey, eventually leading to the ringing of the bell instantly being understood by the dog as food time, even when food isn't present. And even though the team behind Gravity Falls might disagree with this statement from what I've heard, but this is child abuse. Now, they have said something along the lines of her parents never abused Pacifica. They may be meaning physical, like hitting. This could still be the case, but either way, this is psychological abuse. Later in the episode, we see Pacifica is literally trembling at the ringing of the bell while trying to save her not only fake friends in her life so far, Dipper and Mabel, and this entire party of people. They were literally all turned to wood and will be slowly burned alongside the entire mansion if not for Pacifica pulling this lever. And yet, she was trembling, struggling to do the easiest trolley problem in the world, all because of this bell. But even with the threat of some unknown punishment the parents would give, she defies them, literally putting her foot down and saying,
Is this bell broken?
Our family name is broken, and I'm gonna fix it.
fully redeeming Pacifica to the audience and to Dipper, making this character somebody that'll be amazing to see for the next time they interact with this newfound freedom and friendship. Dipper and Pacifica never interact again for the rest of the show. And yeah, Mabel only has one moment with her in the finale, which was a bit of a sweet moment of Mabel giving a freezing Pacifica llama sweater. Though the moment was only highlighted in the episode because of it coming up later with the cipher wheel, so I'm not sure if we should count it. But yeah, Pacifica never really hangs out with Dipper and Mabel again, which is yet another reason that Season 2A and Season 2B should have been 2 full seasons, but hey, that's not what this video is about. And yet the only people she hangs out with and interacts with are her parents? Like, I never really noticed it before, but the most significant moments of Pacifica after that night at the Northwest Mansion is when she tells her dad to not make a deal with Bill Cipher, who then, of course, does literally body horror in my kids show, hello? And then the next is when everybody is forming the cipher wheel and her parents say, do the one thing our family has never done.
Touch the hillbilly.
Which would be really funny to me if it didn't seem to completely retread on Pacifica's character from the previous episodes. Like, the only other two somewhat significant moments is her reaction to having only one pony, and her at Dipper and Mabel's birthday party.
When are you gonna open your presents already? I broke a nail wrapping them.
Which shows that I lied and they do interact again, but it's truly only a half lie because that's it. That's all. The 2 entire episodes of redeeming Pacifica and this is all she gets. She has more screen time with her terrible parents than she does anybody else, and gets a truly nothing line in the finale, all things considered. Gideon got a whole dang family cutaway gag for his redemption at the birthday party. I know some people get angry about that because those 2 redemption episodes equally spurred fans to ship either Dipper or Mabel, depending on what interactions they enjoy more. But I feel like there's more to it than that. I personally like Dipper and Pacifica. When I was younger, I shipped them together because I was like, duh, girl and guy, and I related to Dippers. But now I truly want these characters to just interact more in the show in general. Their chemistry when it came to bantering was really fun to watch, and why the Northwest Mansion Mystery is a top 10 episode to me, and the Gulf War is most probably not. I don't know, I haven't made a top 10 yet. But this character was pushed aside when they have more focused episodes than Wendy. even though she's a supposed main character, and yeah, doesn't even have one, even though Robbie has one meant to redeem him, and that tells you something. With all that said, it's obvious that Pacifica could have had more interesting episodes and stories that could have happened. There was even some comics showing that, but more than that, she deserved better than to go to a little back on her character arc in the few times we see her anyways. This very intriguing character is reduced to jokes and bits that put her character arc back to the first season. And I say she's an underrated character because she's not valued highly enough by the show, and thus isn't rated highly by the fans. And clearly, she deserved better. But hey, thank you guys so much for the plain awesome reception to my recent videos. I have more planned, but if you guys have any ideas for videos, comment them down below. I want to talk about everything I can about Gravity Falls, so your comments help me with that, and to actually decide on what I end up making. Anyways, y'all, remember, it's the matter of what you make it. Have a good time.